30 metres away from the line with Sivanasiva taking it up towards the 20. Good metres. Hindmarsh the tackler, the chief tackler.
And a good chance for the Maroons. They should be fired up there. A little bit of fisticuffs.
Berrigan. 15, Webb about to come back into the game. He's been here before as Price gets it back. Thurston gets it on. Lockyer gives it away. Picked up by Inglis. Inglis for the corner. Inglis, I think, has scored.
Gasnier tries to knock it loose. The big grip on the ball. No problem.
We don't need to go upstairs anymore.
That's a Queensland try.
Good boy.
Yeah, good boy. 100% right, Rabbits.
Youngest player to play Origin since Ben Aiken, who was the youngest. And he's had a horror night, but gee, that's great to see. 15 away from the line. 10 metres in from the eastern side. Anasta again with his kick across towards Gasnier again. And Gasnier got a touch. It came down to the Maroons, to Tate. Stagg away from dummy half, pursued by Hindmarsh.
They handled that much better than Maroons there. They've got players behind the ball. They weren't that dismayed if Gasnier took the football because he could be claimed immediately, as Steve Bell starting to look for the football now. Time becoming an enemy for Queensland. Into the final 10 minutes, they need to score twice.
16 to 6 the score. 16 to 6. With the Blues having scored 3 tries. To the Maroons 1. Thurston inviting Brent Kite to come in and make the tackle. He's played the ball. Kite was really an obstruction there, making no attempt to get out of the road. But it's now with Thaiday, and they're on their last tackle, so really they probably should have been given a penalty. As Lockyer puts a little kick over, and a mistake made by the Blues, and Inglis has scored again. Greg Inglis has scored his second Origin try. What a night! What a night for the kid from Melbourne. Fantastic effort.
And it's a reward for his perseverance and his confidence. He's made some mistakes, Greg Inglis, but he stayed in the game. He wants to be involved. Darren Lockyer did well to get the ball to him. And as Mark Gasnier did on debut back in 2004, Greg Inglis gets a double in his first game in state colours.
Tap taken 30 away. Nate Miles, the 16. 25 away from the Blues line. Thurston at first. Inside ball for Steve Price. Oldest on ground tonight at 33. Cameron Smith to the right for Sivanasiva. The hit and the spin and Lockyer. Here's Johnson! Johnson gets it away to Carroll! And they're 5 metres out from the line. An early opportunity for the Maroons. Lockyer then to Sivanasiva. Petro will play the ball. Pulled down by 3 of the Blues. Hindmarsh for 1, White for another, Kite the other. Now they go to Johnson. And I don't think some of the Blues thought he was going to get it. They thought he was running a decoy. Maybe he didn't know he's getting it himself. Played by him, and now goes to the left for Thurston. The kick is beautiful. Oh, it's a try for Inglis. Inglis has put it down for a magnificent try on the left. Off the boat, a magnificent kick from Jonathan Thurston.
Well, the great players make it look easy. Greg Inglis made his debut game 1 last year, scored 2 tries in the opening 2.5 minutes in his second game. He's got another one. Beautifully worked move. Saw Tony Carroll put away in the previous set. A try saver from Anthony Minicello. And the far wing for New South Wales coming a long way off his line. That was Matt King. And Greg Inglis ghosted around the outside. But the kick, precision. Not too high, not too low, onto the chest, into space.
I've got to say that Stephen Bell has had a real effect on this play because he forced King to come in. Well, I was about to say that was a great run from Medeiros. They were in a lot of trouble there, the Blues getting out of trouble. Queensland were muscling up and really sticking it to them. And now a penalty in possession of the ball will give the Maroons a chance.
So he's applied the obstruction rule on Danny Medeiros. And Queensland, with a full set from 10 metres out, Smith and Sivanasiva combine. Sivanasiva taken by Ryan and Bailey. Smith as the acting half. Then for Price, behind Berrigan, the Lockyer. Ball goes out. Carmichael Hunt. Greg Inglis. He gets his
his 4th try in 2 games, and that is beautifully constructed. When we have a look at this, this is one that they have worked on all week, and it comes from a set of 6 put back to back. This is the penalty going against Andrew Ryan. Danny Medeiros went in between the defender and the ball carrier, or he was the ball carrier but the defender, and here we see, after 2 cut-out passes, Greg Inglis back out on the wing, spent a little bit of time at fullback, taking advantage of some smart inside work. Good decoy runners did their job.
Well, I said this in the first half, and it would have been the only thing the coach should have been talking about at half-time. Every time Queensland get inside the Blues 20, they run these decoy plays at them, and the Blues defence run up, single out, and don't work as a unit, and they've been in trouble and look like conceding points every time.
Play by Hunt, play back to Costigan. That's a story in itself. Neville Costigan, disciplined by Brisbane and sacked. Went to Canberra, comes back at Origin. From Smith to Thurston, he tries to pirouette, tries to get out of the tackle, but he can't. Kamali made it with Simpson. Short side play, Cameron Smith. It's a try for Queensland. Here they come. Inglis has scored his 5th try in 3 Origin matches.
Well, it was a scrappy one, but they all count. Last tackle, Cameron Smith deciding to run it on the last, down the short side, through the short pass. It eventually found the ground and Greg Inglis. And he's just getting them at Origin level, as Ray pointed out. That's number 5, just game number 3.
Watch the way when he goes to dummy half. He looks infield, but he knows that his Melbourne teammate, Matt King, will come in defence when pressured. They got them 3 times in Origin 1, and he knows that his other teammate, Greg Inglis, will be there waiting for him. A little Melbourne on Melbourne action there, but great dummy half play from Cameron Smith.
I can only assume that the penalty goes for taking the man out.
It's interesting because Craig Bellamy, we'll come back to that as Price takes the ball towards the try line. In fact, he's only about 3 metres away. He was tackled by O'Donnell and Bailey. They're going wide. Thurston to Lockyer, to Harrison, to Slater, to Inglis. Are we about to see the second? The Queensland players over there think that he's got it down. He has.
Yeah.
Try Greg Inglis.
Yes, you can see the point of the football roll over. And that was all too simple, but again came after a penalty. It is so difficult in the modern game to defend consecutive sets. New South Wales unable to do so, and the high fives for Queensland, who had no football early in this game. Well, they've hit back on the back of possession. And Greg Inglis, one of the superstars of our game, 3 there, and there, the touch of the football as he just rolls into position.
And this is the try. We pointed out on the Thursday night footy show last week, they would attack towards Jamie Lyon. They've been there 4 times already.
Is Israel Folau. The barging run out to the 20-metre line, and now Nate Miles. Now that's a good piece of work. Thurston got it away. Inglis is making the run down the left side. Maroon jumpers inside him. Oh! He's gone down the narrow side past Gidley and scored his 2nd try. The kid from Barraville.
Well, what a talent. That's his 6th try in only his 8th game. And no one runs him down from behind. Everybody was trying to scout on the inside to get between him and support players. And Kurt Gidley, who's an outstanding defender, well, he was just beating all ends up. Wonderful pass from Jonathan Thurston to put him away, the in and away on Gidley. And he's beaten great defenders in his time, and he'll beat many more.
Bit of a committee meeting. They're saying looks like they're going to play on. Here they go.
So Suva Nasiva, who scored 1 try in his illustrious Origin career. Now to Thurston, and on an angle, here comes Inglis. Greg Inglis has scored again at Origin level. He's proving unstoppable. Unstoppable. The young man from Barraville. 2 tries in 1. 1 try so far in 2.
Well, New South Wales continue to be taught some harsh lessons. Crazy play from Paul Gallen. First tackle, in fact it was before first tackle. And if you give this Queensland side an opportunity, they will make you pay. And in the early moments, they have already done so.
Trying in Origin football, and Queenslanders lead early, 4 points to 0.
Here is Slater trying to find a passage, but Josh Perry was there to tie him up with Luke Lewis.
My God, he's dangerous.
Here's Scott. Well, I said this probably about a year or 2 years ago. I've seen a lot of them. I don't know that I've seen one better than him. Here is Thurston again, across the face, and he picks up Inglis, who goes to Boyd. Boyd, chased by Lyon, gets it back to Inglis. Oh, the sleeping giant is back. I woke him up, I'm sorry.
You woke him up. You woke him up.
Look at this great play from Jonathan Thurston. Outside Darren Lockyer, holds it up, waits for the defence to commit. That was Jamal Idris. So he went across the face of him. Ball eventually onto Darius Boyd. He summed it up. Would have thought, been tempted to kick. But Greg Inglis got himself into a great position. A very, very important conversion coming up. The last one from Jonathan Thurston hitting the post. This one to put them more than a converted try in front.
There it goes. He doesn't put as much draw on it. It just goes bang. Straight over the black dot. Wally Lewis sideline.
And boys, I'm sure our Keno replay will show that a great pass is only as good as the angle that the runner takes. Thurston drifting across the field. Just have a look at the angle. Inglis puts himself into a hole, no defenders, and once again great positioning by the Queensland winger Darius Boyd. Inglis staying alive, but if it wasn't for Inglis's angle on that occasion, it wouldn't have been so effective for Queensland.
And Miles will play the ball in the opening exchanges of Origin 2 from Suncorp. Miles slow to give up, or was he held down in fact by Hindmarsh? Lockyer sends a pass inside for Thaiday. And Sam Thaiday will play the ball. 10 metres out from the Blues line, down at the southern end, the Caxton Street end of the ground. Then for Lockyer, there was a decoy run. It went back to Slater. Then there was another decoy. Then to Thurston. A double pump from Thurston. And they found GI. They have found Inglis. He goes for the corner. And Greg Inglis has scored. Greg Inglis scores his 10th Origin try.
Well, it's been a great start from Queensland, not just on the scoreboard. The kick-off was a beauty. It went as high as it did long. That forced New South Wales to kick after 4 or 5 tackles. They'd only picked up 20 metres. And look at the winger here, Joel Monaghan on the right wing, come racing in. If the cutout pass was shown there to Jonathan Thurston, Darius Boyd scores. He ends up throwing to Greg Inglis, who crosses in the corner. Did beautifully to get the ball down.
Here's Miles. And Nate playing it just outside the 30-metre line. Pass out in front of Lockyer. Turn back for Thaiday. Their combination has blossomed in more recent times. And here's Lockyer now going back into Slater, who works up the middle, but it's shut down by Manor. Got it away. Scott to Thurston. Thurston puts a kick in. Here comes Greg Inglis. He'll score. Inglis has scored. Greg Inglis has scored for mine. First try of game 3.
Well, that's remarkable. It's brilliant work originally from Billy Slater. How he got that football away, I will never know. Well, hopefully the replay will show us. I guess we're going upstairs just to make sure that that man there, Greg Inglis, was behind Jonathan Thurston when he put the kick through. But a set play from Queensland. It was read by New South Wales, but Slater, claimed by 2 men, flicks the ball out underneath. Matt Scott did a good job just to keep it alive. Now, when Jonathan Thurston sees the outside New South Wales defenders up, he knows the kick is the play. Uarte was actually almost past Greg Inglis. That's all good. That's fine. Inglis gets the right bounce at the right time and puts the football down. Queensland open the scoring.
Sometimes you just can't account for champions.
That's his 11th try. He's one short now of Dale Shearer's Origin record. 4-0 in favour of Queensland. The crowd is now deafening.
Hurry up.
We're in a soundproof box here, or supposedly. But it's deafening still.
If Lockyer can get across, they'll go up.
Sivanasiva will play the ball. It's come left side. Cronk short. Inglis. I think he's got another one. He's equal Dale Shearer's record. Greg Inglis has scored his second tonight and equals the most tries scored in Origin.
Well, he's a prolific try scorer, but he has a habit of scoring in the big games, in the big moments. And Greg Inglis, you can see the delight there. Such a powerful man. He's got some finesse in his game, but he's a huge man. One-on-one with Mark Gasnier. Pushes through him. Sowen, Stewart do their best. But then he gets acrobatic, slams the football down, and kicks the ball up into the second tier. And it's a performance that was set up with, as I said at halftime, almost the perfect first half. They had all of the possession, but they earned it, they maintained it. And the ball played at 6 again.
On the ground, and Trent Merrin making the tackle, but the tackle count goes back to 0. And here is Nate Miles. 2 changes left for both coaches. Fido. Merrin going in quite awkwardly.
8.5 minutes to go, and there's still a lifetime to go in this match.
Cronk behind Sivanasiva, and then Thurston to a floating Greg Inglis, and here he goes. GI stepping again. But he'll play the ball, 9 outs. And Cameron Smith away to Harrison. The ball has gone to ground. And diving on it is Cooper Cronk. With the other number 7 diving on top of him. Smith to Thurston. Thurston goes away to Slater. Slater gets the ball across, cutting out one and getting it to Tate. And Brent Tate will play the ball close to the line. Back now to Cronk, and he puts the kick across. Inglis will fly. The ball is to ground. It's a try. I think it's a try. It would be a record-breaking try for Greg Inglis if successful.
Yeah, Billy Slater plays a role here. He jumps, gets the football back towards his teammates. We're just having a look to see if anybody is taken out illegally.
Now they're looking to see whether or not this ball's gone back from Slater. Maybe because they don't want to rule on this part of it, but as far as I'm concerned, that's a drop ball.
Well, he doesn't lose the ball, Gus.
Greg Inglis on the brink of being the highest try scorer ever, and he gets it. He breaks Shearer's record.
And you'd want to keep that 9-7-1 Melbourne Storm combination together for as long as you could while they're behind. Although I guess Inglis was a Storm player, he'd know too, wouldn't he?
Slater off the foot. Ball goes to Shellington this time. And Shellington gets it back to the 30-metre line. And now it's Scott. Referee must have decided in that incident with Stewart and Morris that Morris ran himself back onto an onside position. That's all I can fathom. Because Stewart lost the ball out in the field of play. So Morris had to then run himself onside. It was a fine line. Smith to Cronk, and Cronk away to Gillette. And Gillette will play the ball. 7 metres out from the line. The captain gets it away to Cooper Cronk, and Cronk is a metre out. Reach out and touch the chalk, but he couldn't get the ball over. Now it's out to Jonathan Thurston. The kick is accurate. Ioane watched it, and it's gone to Inglis. Greg Inglis has scored for Queensland. A beautiful bat down. And Inglis has gone in for his 14th try.
Yeah, no leave him in the centres, Greg Inglis. Darius Boyd, very purposeful, just knocked it back into the path of Greg Inglis. Now big conversion coming up here for Jonathan Thurston. Not quite sure what we're looking at. They certainly all appear to be onside, and they are.
Yeah, it was the indication was given by the touch judge, Sturlo. He said that they had to check whether all the players are onside. By that angle, it looks as though it's good news for Queensland. Isn't this going to promise a grandstand finish?
Well, let's look at this. Don't worry about the corner post. There's the plant down. It's a try. It's a try. They're onside behind the kicker, in line with the kicker perhaps. Greg Inglis has got his 14th try. He's the leading try scorer ever. And there it is, official. And Smith to Cronk. And Cronk is pulled down by Melbourne teammate Hoffman and also Maloney. Smith to Papali. Young New Zealander came to reside on the Gold Coast at about 5 years of age.
Inglis is waiting.
Now Cronk goes across towards Greg. GI goes up, he'll score the lead. Does he get it down? Yes, he does. I think he did. Try number 15. The most kept of all try scorers. It's another try for Greg Inglis.
Well, he's had more involvement tonight, Greg Inglis, and this time Cooper Cronk. Kicks to the difficult area of the field to defend against a kick, and Greg Inglis, with his great athletic ability, climbs high.
Mitchell Pearce raking this kick back across the ground to Will Chambers. And Hodkinson does well in defence, and Merrin was strong. Cherry Evans runs it across the ground. It was picked up by Pearce, and Jackson is out there now in 17. Now for Guerra. Parker. Fourth tackle gone. 12-6 to score in favour of New South Wales. Here's Slater getting the ball down to Inglis. It's gone on to Boyd. Boyd gets to the 10, gets it back to Inglis, and Greg Inglis becomes the leading try scorer as he's embraced by the former equal leader of try scoring in Origin, Darius Boyd, putting Greg Inglis over for a try.
Well, just sit back and enjoy. This is Queensland at their best, down their favoured side. Andrew Johns pointed out the success rate they have left compared to right. It is brilliant. Billy Slater comes from behind, 3-on-2, ball over the top, basketball style on the Harvey Norman replay. Greg Inglis draws and passes, and Darius Boyd returns the favour. Great try.
Merrin's on report.
And the best news is that Corey Parker was up fairly quickly from that. Just can't get your arms between legs and lift. And that is why.
Second ball creeping
Two
onto
balls.
the ground.
Holly boys.
Play there, Cameron.
Smith about to take the free kick for a second time. And it's over with Gillett. Line is the 20-metre line. New South Wales end of the ground. And here's Parker again. He's doing a lot of work in both departments of the game. Lillyman now plays the ball. Parker again. He's chopping back in. He got rid of the tackle of Gallen. Play the ball 5 metres out from the line. Smith fires it away. Thurston goes out. Here's Greg Inglis looking for 17, and he gets it. The leading try scorer. I thought he had 17 in Melbourne, but he's left it till the home crowd. Queensland are carving them up at the moment.
And doing it the right way. The Harvey Norman replay shows them shifting the ball into open spaces. Inglis getting it when it was a 3-on-2. New South Wales defence didn't exactly know what to do. Too strong to stop.
And the ball played then by Graham. Wade Graham, Frizzell. on the end of a solid hit there from Parker and Miles. Ferguson now out to the 20-metre line. He's lost the ball. Queensland come up in a very good attacking position. Played by Gillette. And now it's with Parker. Smith counts the numbers, goes to the right, gets it to Miles. He ever scored the one try at Origin. He had a feeling of another, I'm sure. And now run around for Smith. He goes back to Thurston. Here's a play. Boyd gets it away. Greg scores. Greg Inglis scores his 18th Origin try. Beautifully executed. They would have practiced that over and over again.
Well, you can't do that in Origin. You can't just turn the ball over easily like New South Wales have done twice in the opening few minutes. And this is one of the great plays, isn't it? They must practice this for hours, and Greg Inglis just finished it off beautifully.